Hello and welcome everyone to my most clutch game playing as the Hunter. In this video, I'm going to be commentating a full game so you can see all that I do, all the time. Well, not all the times that I died, most of the times that I died. Give you some pointers on handling guys with flares. As you saw in my last video, I talked about the flares being a cheesy way to defeat the hunter and get an easy win. Which it can be if you're going up against a guy who doesn't have everything unlocked and maybe limited to what he has at his disposal. Whereas I have a maxed out hunter at this point. I'm like a level 25 hunter. I have every single skill that you can possibly acquire, and then I use each of those skills to the best of my abilities in winning my match. It really helps out, and at times like this, when you're going up against guys, if just one guy on their squad that is using flares can be trouble for you. But whenever both guys are using flares, like I'm about to do right now, this is my start of the match assessment of the other team. See what they're going to be doing, see if I can get some easy spawn camps on them at the start. But I already see the flare symbol pop up. And if you also notice on the mini map, you'll see the purple area is where UV are in a thin triangle will be the UV lights, which you probably won't be seeing until later on at the end of the match. But for now, you'll just be seeing those circles where the flares are. I sometimes try to use those to my advantage with them showing that on the mini map. These guys, they just decide to stick here, and you'll get into staring contests with people when you're up on the building a few blocks away or something, and they'll try and tear you down. And I managed to get in on this guy right before he managed to throw that next flare ahead of him, and I had to time that attack perfectly in order to get him. Now I'm going to try and use this to my advantage and grab teammate. I messed up. Didn't notice the flare managed to get off a quick ground pound right there and stick him with the horror spit to distract him, give myself some time to allow my energy bar to, or as I like to call it, the bounce bar, to build back up, and I can go into get a quick pounce on him. Around now, I noticed that the other guy should have spawned in, but he spawned in long ago, way ahead of us, near closer to the nest. So I have to go and try and hit him off of it, and I have a little bit of time since his buddy is back there. They're still split up, and I can still use this to my advantage. I accidentally shot out my horse suppressing spit, and luckily it stuck him because he tried chasing after me. And I got some random volatiles around me that came up because he smacked the nest, which is what they'll do. The volatiles will come out whenever the survivors start smacking the nest, and they were able to help me put him down on the ground. I didn't actually plan that, but I'll take it. And lucky for me, that guy just stayed back there. I guess they aren't communicating. There may be a bunch of randoms just playing together because they were at a certain point in the story or something. He joined this game or something. I don't know. But he stayed back there throughout the entire time that I attacked. And I'm trying to use this down player to my advantage. That's the reason why I didn't go and finish him off. But he died before I could have a chance to use. And I think that I can get this guy, but I managed to drop that player a second before I managed to get there. Got that horror spit on him, and I'm definitely gaining an advantage by doing that. Got the hazmat zombies coming out of nowhere to go up against him. And if you saw what I did there when I crossed my arms, I activated my UV shield, which I completely, my entire body turns a silvery white, and I'll be immune to all forms of UV for probably about a good 5 seconds, if that much. But it gives you enough time to get in there and get off a quick tackle, which is what you'll see me do whenever I hit them. I hit them both with the UV suppressant, not that it do anything, but I web zip too close to them to be able to use my tackle move. And so I had to web zip out there as fast as I could before they had a chance to kill me, because both of those guys right there swinging at me at the same time, I most definitely wouldn't have survived. I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe his batteries died, or he's trying to switch something around in his inventory. But I definitely try to use this to my advantage. That's all about using the right time to attack, and to attack everything. I managed to bump him back into what looked like one of the horror guys came out of nowhere, but he blew blew up too quick outside the wall to have effect on him. I kind of pushed my luck here going in for the smack. The reason you don't see me smacking them a lot is because it's a super weak melee, and you only want to use it whenever they have a smidge of health left, like what he had after I tackled him. I'm not sure. It said that I knocked him onto spikes, so whenever I tackled him, it sent him flying back into some spikes. We would have saw the zoom cam from that, like from my last video, where I was playing as the survivor and he went directly into the light. But the guy was shining the light on me, and it interrupted the slow-mo cam. Wish we could have seen that though. That would have looked pretty cool to see. But this guy is, I guess, a little upset I just killed his teammate. And I'm using this ground pound to my advantage if he comes around the corner. There are definitely too many hordes around, as you can see. If you can manage to down him, I managed to back him into them and get him down on the ground. Trying to see if I can use him being down on the ground as my advantage instead of just pulling him off. Since he'll just die anyway in a matter of time. This guy somehow did not see me coming. So just kill him and the other guy just bleeds out. Perfect. Now, I'm glad they can't self-revive, because I feel as though that would be a little too much, especially if you're playing against a whole squad of 4, which can be kind of rare. But when it does happen, having a bunch of guys self-revive after you knock them down, it could be a little. And right here with the players, this is something I want to point out. Whenever you're playing against the players, you'll see them use that tactic a lot. They'll be running and they'll always throw it where they're running. What you want to do is you want to wait until the very second after they throw their last player and time your pounce perfect. If you don't do it right, you'll get the player out and something like this will happen. You'll go flying over them. And I believe that you actually have to look at people whenever you're ground pounding them, because sometimes I've noticed if I'm not looking directly at them, it won't send them flying back the way I want it to. This guy trying to sneak off over to the nest, but leaving a little trail of meat crumbs. Use my shield here, but and this is the thing about the charge tackle attack. You have to get a little bit of your sprint built up before you can actually hit the guy. But I messed up there, and he turns around and kills me, and they actually kill me again. After this, I messed up. I should not have charged. I had the higher speed than all these UV players in a one-way tunnel, and I'm not able to do anything because if I activate my pounce with the UV shield on, the UV shield will automatically go away, and I will be susceptible to the UV light again. So if they already have that flare down, and I begin my pounce, I will just be interrupted. I'll go flying over them and I'll be killed. But I just wasn't thinking that moment when I went into the tunnel. So that ended up giving me a death, and I ended up giving away that nest. And you just want to be careful with your lives. They have infinite, but wait until they respawn. They can easily take out your nest, and losing a life is basically losing a nest, in my opinion, because every time I die, that usually means that they got the nest. Right here is a little tough because the bridge is above. I can't get elevation on the rooftop or anything, so I have to actually come around. Seeing that they split up, I try and get them outside of this flare. This is the important part. Whenever you can, you want to push them outside of the flares. If they are standing still, standing beside them, best thing to do is to activate your shield, your UV shield. Activate your sunblock. Throw your sunblock on, and then tackle moves like what I'm doing. But always make sure you have your UV block, because the slightest chance that you'll start burning from the UV lights, flares, whatever, that means you'll lose your pounce and you'll lose that perfect play that you have. Mess up right here trying to go at them aggressively on the last nest, and really I believe that this is the end. I know that I messed up, and I know that they only have a few lives left, and I'm figuring, you know what, I'm going to try to respawn. I'm going to try my hardest to get back out there because they are still a good distance off, but I'm not sure if I can get to the nest before they messed up. I already see the nest starting to turn a little red, so I'm web zipping over here as fast as I can, using the long range perk that I acquired to get the first distance. And I immediately jump in. Notice the spikes on the wall behind him. I build up my charge and boom, he's sunk right on those spikes. Lucky, when I see this guy, he's coming in, he's realizing the situation, and I'm realizing I'm about to die. Get a lucky ground pound off, and before a UV suppressor hit, would have heard the horde spit, but I'm out of it and it's recharging, and I get a lucky smack on him. He's sitting on the same spike as his buddy. Both of them are secured. One life left, one nest pod left. This game is getting intense. The music is picking up. They are spamming those stairs, and I am seeing this guy, and my shield recharges. Boom! Knock him outside of it, get away from the flares, initiate the pounce, and game over. Thanks for watching my most clutch game ever, guys. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in my next video.